Good evening, dear traveler of thoughts and dreams, wherever you may be listening, tucked beneath warm blankets, or letting your mind float through the quiet corridors of the night. This moment belongs to you. Tonight, we are chasing something that can never truly be caught. Not a dream, not a memory, but a spark that fills our entire universe. Light itself. Light warms our days, guides our nights, and carries the stories of the stars across impossible distances. It is the fastest thing we know, and yet we cannot help but wonder what would happen if we tried to catch it. So let us drift together into this mystery, softly, slowly, where science bends into wonder, and wonder returns us to peace. For as long as we've looked up at the sky, we've been fascinated by speed. The gallop of a horse, the rushing river, the flight of birds, each once felt like the limit of swiftness. And then, with every discovery, speed grew faster. Wheels turned into engines, engines into rockets, rockets into something almost unimaginable. But light? Light outruns them all. It is not only fast, it is the cosmic speed limit. In 1 second, a beam of light can circle our Earth more than 7 times. In a single heartbeat, it can cross the distance between Earth and the Moon. No matter how much faster we've built our machines, light has always stayed ahead, untouchable, elusive. And that creates a question that feels almost childlike in its simplicity, yet cosmic in its depth. What if we could somehow run beside it? What if we caught it? Long before equations reshaped our understanding of the universe, a young Albert Einstein asked himself a peculiar question. What would it be like to ride on a beam of light? He imagined himself chasing it, moving alongside it, looking across to see the frozen ripples of light waves. But the more he thought, the stranger it became. Light could not be frozen. It could not be caught. This single daydream became the seed of relativity. The idea that the speed of light is not just fast, it is absolute. No matter how hard we try, we cannot catch up to it. Instead, as we move faster and faster, it is not the light that changes, but us. Time, space, and reality itself begin to bend. And so begins our quiet journey into the question, what really happens if we try to catch the speed of light? Here's the next installment. Imagine for a moment that you are in a spacecraft, sleek and quiet, gliding away from Earth. At first, everything feels familiar. The stars are scattered, the planets hang like lanterns in the dark. You press forward faster and faster, your engines roaring in silence, pushing you closer to the dream, to run beside a beam of light. At 1/10 the speed of light, you are already moving faster than anything humanity has ever built. But light is still far ahead. At half the speed of light, the stars begin to change. Their light stretches and compresses, colors shifting into strange hues your eyes have never seen. And yet light does not slow down for you. No matter how fast you go, it is always out of reach. It is as if the universe itself has drawn a line, a sacred boundary, saying, this far you may go, but no further. Still, let us not turn back. For the closer we drift toward the impossible, the more we begin to glimpse the strange poetry of reality. As your ship nears the speed of light, something extraordinary begins to happen. Time itself bends to accommodate your journey. To those watching from Earth, your clock ticks more slowly. Your heartbeat, your breath, your thoughts all begin to lag behind the rhythm of the universe. But to you, inside your ship, everything feels unchanged. Your seconds still last a second. Your pulse still beats in its quiet, steady way. This is the magic of time dilation. The faster you go, the slower your time flows compared to those left behind. At 90% the speed of light, days for you may be months for others. At 99%, your hours become years on Earth. And if you could somehow reach the speed of light itself, time for you would stop completely. This is why chasing light is not like chasing a horse or a bird or even the fastest rocket. It is a chase against the very structure of reality. And reality does not yield easily.
There is another surprise waiting as you accelerate into the deep night. Not only does time stretch, but space itself begins to fold. Distances that once seemed vast, the gulfs between stars, the endless sweep of galaxies, begin to contract before your eyes. It is as if the universe, in its kindness, shortens the path for you. This is called length contraction. To you traveling near the speed of light, distant stars appear closer, galaxies seem compressed. The fabric of space tightens like a drawn curtain. The journey that once seemed impossible, thousands of light years across, now lies within your reach. But remember, this magic is only seen from your perspective. To those watching from far away, you are still racing through the same infinite distances, bound by the same cosmic expanse. This is the paradox of chasing light. The closer you draw to it, the more the universe twists itself around you. Time slows, space shrinks, reality bends. Yet light itself, that shimmering guide, that untouchable beam, still glides ahead. Unchanged, forever beyond your grasp. The closer you push toward light speed, the more resistance you feel, not from the emptiness of space, but from the laws of physics themselves. You see, the faster you move, the more energy you need to keep accelerating. At ordinary speeds, this is manageable. Cars need fuel, rockets need propellant, engines burn brighter to move swifter. But at near the speed of light, the demand grows monstrous. At 90% the speed of light, your mass, your resistance to acceleration, has nearly doubled. At 99%, it is many times greater. At 99.9%, it is unimaginably vast. To actually reach the speed of light, the equations tell us you would need infinite energy. And infinite energy does not exist in our universe. It is as though the cosmos has built a final gate. You may approach the light, you may lean into its brilliance, but to catch it, to truly match its pace, is forbidden. The universe whispers, light is not to be chased. Light is to be followed. And yet, if we could imagine, just for a dreamy moment, what it might be like as light itself, a stranger picture emerges. A photon, the tiny particle of light, has no mass. It does not age. It does not experience time in the way we do. From its perspective, the journey from a distant star to your eye happens in an instant. The billion years it spent crossing galaxies compress into no time at all. To us, light is the traveler, the messenger, the beam racing across eternity. But to the photon, there is no race, no distance, no waiting. Only the act of arrival.
It is almost poetic. Light carries the memory of the universe across billions of years, yet never knows the weight of time itself. It is as though light exists in a kind of eternal now, untouched by the ticking of clocks. When you try to catch light, what you are really trying to grasp is not speed, but a way of being that is utterly alien to us. A life without time. And so we arrive at the truth, gentle traveler. No matter how fast we go, no matter how clever our machines or how daring our dreams, we cannot catch the speed of light. To do so would break the rules of energy,
of matter, of the very universe itself. It is a boundary, firm yet beautiful, set at the foundation of reality. But perhaps this is not a loss. Perhaps the impossibility is the gift. For it means there will always be mysteries carried to us on beams we cannot outrun. Every sunrise, every starlit night, every shimmer on water is light arriving at just the right pace, untouchable, eternal, guiding us without ever being caught. To chase it is to learn humility. To follow it is to learn wonder. And so, in the quiet of this evening, let us rest in that wonder. Not all treasures are meant to be held. Some, like light, are meant to shine. Though we cannot catch light, we can listen to it. Every ray, every photon that brushes against your skin or enters your eyes carries with it a message from somewhere else. When you look at the sun, you are seeing it not as it is now, but as it was 8 minutes ago. For that is how long sunlight takes to cross the gulf of space to Earth. When you gaze at the nearest star beyond the sun, you are looking 4 years into the past. And when your eyes rise to the distant galaxies, shimmering like tiny specks, you're looking millions, even billions of years backward in time. Light is not only speed, it is memory. It is the archive of the universe, streaming across the darkness to tell us what once was. Imagine, when you catch the faint glow of a star, you are touching a piece of history older than our species, older than our Earth, even older than many of the galaxies themselves. Light is the storyteller that never forgets, delivering whispers from across eternity.
If we follow this trail of light far enough, we arrive at something extraordinary, the oldest light of all. Scientists call it the cosmic microwave background, a faint glow that fills every corner of the sky, invisible to our eyes, but present everywhere. It is the afterglow of the Big Bang, the soft echo of the universe's first fire. This light has traveled for nearly 14 billion years. Imagine that journey, across the birth of stars, the rise of galaxies, the collapse of worlds, the endless expansion of space, and still it has arrived here, brushing gently against the instruments we build, whispering the universe's first lullaby. When you try to catch light, perhaps what you are really reaching for is this: the origin, the memory of beginnings, the ancient spark from which everything else unfolded. And so light becomes not only speed, not only memory, but also a thread. It ties you to the sun that warms your day. It ties you to the distant stars whose glow you see long after they have gone. It ties you to the very first dawn of the cosmos, when time itself was still learning how to unfold. When you walk outside at night and see the sky glittering above, you are not looking into distance alone. You are looking into time itself. The photons striking your eyes began their journey before you were born, before your parents were born, before the earth carried the stories you now know. To catch light is impossible, but to receive it, to let it pour into us, is perhaps even greater. It means we are stitched into the cosmos not by speed, but by connection. Light is the gentle reminder that we are always, quietly, part of something far larger than ourselves. Light is simple in one sense. It shines, it warms, it illuminates. And yet, the closer we look, the more mysterious it becomes. For light is both a particle and a wave. It behaves like tiny packets called photons, each one a little quantum of energy. But it also ripples like waves upon the sea, bending, scattering, interfering in delicate patterns. This duality is not an illusion. It is not a trick of perspective. It is the very nature of light. Sometimes it strikes us as if it were made of countless particles, like raindrops falling on a roof. Other times it behaves as though it were a fluid, spreading out in gentle ripples, like sound through air.
Imagine holding something in your hands that was both solid and fluid at once. Impossible to grasp, impossible to define. That is light. It is not one thing or the other, but a mystery in between. When scientists pass light through two narrow slits, it behaves like waves, overlapping and creating patterns of brightness and shadow. But when they measure the photons one by one, they appear as particles. And here lies the strangeness. The act of observation itself changes how light behaves. It is as if photons wait, like quiet actors, to see whether anyone is watching, and then decide how to play their role. Are they particles? Are they waves? They are both, and neither, until we look. This is not just a quirk of experiments. It is the truth at the heart of reality. Light teaches us that the universe is not fixed, not rigid, but alive with possibilities, collapsing into certainty only when seen. If we follow this trail of light far enough, we arrive at something extraordinary, the oldest light of all. Scientists call it the cosmic microwave background, a faint glow that fills every corner of the sky, invisible to our eyes, but present everywhere. It is the afterglow of the Big Bang, the soft echo of the universe's first fire. This light has traveled for nearly 14 billion years. Imagine that journey, across the birth of stars, the rise of galaxies, the collapse of worlds, the endless expansion of space. And still, it has arrived here, brushing gently against the instruments we build, whispering the universe's first lullaby. When you try to catch light, perhaps what you are really reaching for is this: the origin, the memory of beginnings, the ancient spark from which everything else unfolded. And so light becomes not only speed, not only memory, but also a thread. It ties you to the sun that warms your day. It ties you to the distant stars whose glow you see long after they have gone. It ties you to the very first dawn of the cosmos, when time itself was still learning how to unfold. When you walk outside at night and see the sky glittering above, you are not looking into distance alone. You are looking into time itself. The photons striking your eyes began their journey before you were born, before your parents were born, before the earth carried the stories you now know. To catch light is impossible, but to receive it, to let it pour into us, is perhaps even greater. It means we are stitched into the cosmos not by speed, but by connection. Light is the gentle reminder that we are always, quietly, part of something far larger than ourselves. Light is simple in one sense. It shines, it warms, it illuminates. And yet, the closer we look, the more mysterious it becomes. For light is both a particle and a wave. It behaves like tiny packets called photons, each one a little quantum of energy. But it also ripples like waves upon the sea, bending, scattering, interfering in delicate patterns. This duality is not an illusion. It is not a trick of perspective. It is the very nature of light. Sometimes it strikes us as if it were made of countless particles, like raindrops falling on a roof. Other times it behaves as though it were a fluid, spreading out in gentle ripples, like sound through air. Imagine holding something in your hands that was both solid and fluid at once. Impossible to grasp, impossible to define. That is light. It is not one thing or the other, but a mystery in between. When scientists pass light through two narrow slits, it behaves like waves, overlapping and creating patterns of brightness and shadow. But when they measure the photons one by one, they appear as particles. And here lies the strangeness. The act of observation itself changes how light behaves. It is as if photons wait, like quiet actors, to see whether anyone is watching, and then decide how to play their role. Are they particles? Are they waves? They are both, and neither, until we look. This is not just a quirk of experiments. It is the truth at the heart of reality. Light teaches us that the universe is not fixed, not rigid, but alive with possibilities, collapsing into certainty only when seen. So when you stare into the night sky and starlight touches your eyes, Remember, the photons you receive have traveled for countless years, through darkness and dust, through silence and distance, and in that final instant, when they meet your gaze, they reveal themselves. You complete their journey. What makes this all the more wondrous is how ordinary light feels in our daily lives. We flick a switch, and a room brightens. We strike a match, and a flame flickers. We step into the morning, and sunlight wraps around us like a shawl. Yet every beam that surrounds us carries with it the strangeness of duality, the quantum secrets of the cosmos. The same glow that lets you read a book before sleep is also the ripple and particle that baffles the deepest minds of physics. It is a gentle reminder that the extraordinary often hides within the ordinary, that even in the light of a candle, the same rules are at play as in the glow of galaxies. That mystery is not only in the distant universe, but in every ray that falls across your hand. And perhaps this is why chasing light is so alluring, for to chase it is not just to seek speed, but to seek the heart of mystery itself. Through photosynthesis, plants take in sunlight and transform it into energy. A miracle hidden in plain sight, turning beams into sugars, photons into food. The light of the sun becomes the sweetness of fruit, the strength of grains, the greenness of forests. And through them, it becomes part of us. Every meal you've ever eaten, every bite of bread, every sip of tea, carries the memory of sunlight woven into matter. To chase light across the cosmos is an impossible dream. But here, on Earth, we catch it every day. Not by speed, but by stillness. A leaf quietly gathering photons is, in its way, holding the very star itself. Light also governs the rhythms of our own lives. Our bodies are tuned to the rising and setting of the sun. Morning light wakes us, gently nudging our inner clocks. Evening light softens us, preparing us for rest. Even when we close our eyes, our bodies remember. The cycle of day and night is written into our cells, into the quiet ticking of circadian rhythms. Without light, those rhythms drift. With too much artificial glow, they stumble. But with a steady dance of sunrise and sunset, we find our balance again. So in a sense, light is not only something we see, it is something we live inside. It is the gentle guide that keeps us in harmony with the turning earth. And perhaps most intimately, light is the reason we see at all. Photons enter our eyes, brushing against tiny cells in the retina, sparking signals that race along nerves to the brain. There, the signals bloom into images, landscapes, faces, the shifting hues of a sunset. Without light, the world would be hidden. With it, the invisible becomes visible, painted in colors beyond counting. Think of how a rainbow forms. White light split into its secret spectrum, revealing the truth it always carried. Or how starlight twinkles, bending through the layers of our atmosphere, reminding us that beauty often lies in imperfection. To catch light is impossible, but to be touched by it, to have our eyes filled and our world revealed, that is the quieter miracle we live with every day. Imagine a clock, not with ticking hands, but with a beam of light bouncing back and forth between two mirrors. To us, sitting still beside the clock, the light moves in a straight line, up and down, marking each tick with beautiful precision. But if the clock is moving, say on a spaceship gliding through space, the light no longer bounces straight. Instead, it must travel diagonally, tracing a longer path as the mirrors shift with motion. Here is the strange truth. Since light's speed never changes, the only way this clock can keep up is if time itself slows down for the traveler. This is Einstein's famous time dilation, a gift and a riddle of relativity. The faster you move, the more your seconds stretch, until at light speed, time for you halts entirely. So, if you ever tried to catch light, you would not only chase a speed, you would chase time itself. And time would refuse to move with you. It would leave you paused at the very edge of existence. Let us think now of your own body. At rest, it is gentle, still, and perfectly balanced with its mass. But as you move faster and faster, nearing the cosmic limit of light, your mass does not stay the same. It grows heavier, not in the way of gaining weight, but in the deep physics of energy. Every push forward requires more effort, more fuel, more energy. At half the speed of light, the world would already demand extraordinary power from your engines. At 9/10, the demand would grow beyond what any sun could give. And as you try to press closer and closer to light's own pace, your mass becomes infinite, an impossible mountain for the universe to move. So, you see, the universe has built a barrier, not of walls or stone, but of energy. It whispers, you may near light, but never catch it. You may chase, but you may never arrive. There is yet another surprise waiting as you run after light. Distances themselves begin to shrink. To the traveler moving near the speed of light, whole galaxies seem to draw closer, their miles compressed like folds in fabric. This is length contraction, the partner to time's stretch. If you boarded a ship and raced at near light speed to the nearest star, Alpha Centauri, which sits over 4 light-years away, you would not wait 4 years to arrive. For you, the journey might take only weeks or even days, because space itself bends to your motion. The universe would wrap itself tighter, allowing you to slip across the vastness almost effortlessly. But here lies the catch. While your own trip feels short, to those left behind, years would pass. Their time ticks steadily on, while yours softens into an accelerated dream. Two realities, both true, both strange, unfolding together under light's eternal rule. Every photon that ever left a star is on a journey that stretches across time and space. Some have traveled for millions, even billions of years, slipping silently through the darkness, untouched by almost everything in the cosmos. When you look at a star tonight, you are seeing its light long after it began its journey, long after it left the heat and fire of its home. You are witnessing an ancient story, arriving now, whispered across the universe. The farther light travels, the more it experiences the universe's gentle stretching. Space itself expands, like a calm breath, and light's wavelength stretches with it. What began as bright, vibrant light may arrive softer, redder, colder, the cosmic redshift, yet still carrying the memory of its origin, a gentle echo of stars long gone. Light is the universe's messenger. Every photon is a carrier of information, holding the shape of galaxies, the patterns of star formation, and the secrets of cosmic history. Through light, we learn about worlds too distant to touch. We detect the presence of planets orbiting faraway suns, we measure the birth and death of stars, and we even glimpse the echoes of the universe's own beginning. And yet all of this knowledge travels at the very edge of impossibility, at the one speed that can never be caught. It moves past us patiently, silently, offering insight to those who wait, who watch, who allow themselves to drift into the quiet marvel of its journey. Perhaps the most magical part of light is how it connects us, not just across space, but across time itself. When you see starlight, you are looking into the past. Each photon is a thread connecting now to then, a bridge between what is and what was. In this way, light allows us to touch eternity, to feel the pulse of galaxies that have long since changed, and to witness the unfolding of cosmic history with our own eyes. We may never catch light, but we are always part of its journey. Every glance upward, every flicker of a candle, every gentle ray that warms our skin, joins us to the same universal story. It is both humbling and comforting, a reminder that we exist within a living, moving, endlessly luminous cosmos. After traveling across the vastness of space, light finally reaches our little blue planet. It filters through the atmosphere, scattering in soft hues at sunrise and sunset, painting the sky with colors both bold and subtle. Every morning, sunlight spills across the land, touching leaves, rivers, and mountains, reminding us of the vast journey it undertook to meet our world. Evening light lingers longer, fading gently into twilight, coaxing creatures and humans alike to pause, to rest, and to reflect. This light is not merely illumination, it is history made tangible, a cosmic visitor arriving just in time to guide our daily rhythms. The cycle of day and night is written in light. It tells our bodies when to wake, when to sleep, when to stretch, and when to rest. Circadian rhythms, tuned to the sun's slow arc across the sky, synchronize our hearts, our minds, and our very cells. Light whispers to us, urging harmony with the natural world. Even in the quiet moments before sleep, when we close our eyes and the room darkens, traces of light remain in our memory. It lingers on the eyelids, a soft echo that carries us gently into dreams. Light is not only speed, not only cosmic messenger, not only the ruler of time and space, it is also a source of comfort. The glow of a candle, the shimmer of moonlight on water, the distant sparkle of stars, all remind us that we are part of something far larger, something timeless. Even when we cannot chase it, we are never truly apart from it. Light surrounds us, cradles us, and whispers the story of the universe in gentle, luminous waves. It invites us to wonder, to marvel, and to rest.
Light carries memory. Every photon is a tiny historian, preserving the journey it has traveled across time and space. When you see a sunset, you are witnessing a moment shaped not only by the atmosphere, clouds, and horizon, but also by the countless photons that have already wandered through billions of miles of space. The red and gold hues that warm your eyes are echoes of countless interactions with air and dust, refracting, scattering, bending, each particle adding its own chapter to the story. Light remembers the path it has taken, and in sharing it with you, it allows your mind to remember too. Think of photographs, paintings, or even the simple act of looking at a loved one. What you see is always light telling a story, and every story, every image is layered with history, light's long journey whispering across time to touch you gently, softly, and unforgettably. Beyond memory, light is intimately connected to life itself. Every leaf, every blade of grass, every tree and flower relies on sunlight to convert energy into growth, to create the very matter that sustains ecosystems. We too rely indirectly on this constant stream of photons, the energy that drives our food chain, powers our bodies, and fills the world with the colors and textures that we love. Light even guides us biologically. Our eyes, tuned to the spectrum of visible light, detect shapes and shadows, patterns and movements, helping us navigate the world safely and gracefully. Our bodies respond to cycles of illumination and darkness, our hormones adjusting as light signals the time of day. In this way, light becomes more than a physical phenomenon. It becomes the silent conductor of life's rhythm, orchestrating harmony across the planet and within ourselves. As you drift, you might imagine light as a gentle heartbeat of the universe, pulsing, steady, and serene, connecting every living being, every leaf, every human heart in a quiet, unbroken rhythm. Finally, light serves as a bridge. It connects us to stars, galaxies, and the farthest reaches of the universe, letting us witness history as it unfolds across eons. Every photon reaching Earth from a distant galaxy is a message sent long before human eyes could perceive it. And yet now, in this quiet moment, it finds you.
We are participants in this cosmic conversation, receivers of stories millions and billions of years old. Light does not rush us. It arrives gently, persistently, without demand. It offers perspective, reminding us of our smallness and our connection, our fleeting presence, and our enduring awareness. To chase light, to capture it, is impossible. But to be present with it, to let it enter your mind and body, is to touch the universe in the softest, most profound way. In this quiet reception, we find awe, calm, and a subtle reminder that though we cannot outrun the cosmos, we are inseparably part of its luminous journey. As day yields to night, sunlight fades, leaving shadows and the soft glow of stars. Here, light's journey feels slower, gentler, more intimate. The moon reflects sunlight across silent landscapes. Stars twinkle in distant galaxies, their photons reaching us after billions of years of travel, brushing our eyes with whispers of long-forgotten beginnings. In this quiet, we begin to notice the subtle touch of light even in darkness. The faint glow of a firefly, the shimmer of distant planets, the soft luminescence of twilight. Even when hidden, light is present, tracing paths we cannot always see, reminding us that the universe continues its gentle rhythm, unseen but unwavering. And we too become part of this quiet dance, our thoughts slowing, our hearts synchronizing with the subtle pulse of cosmic illumination. Light is not only outside, it exists within. Each cell in our body responds to it. Each moment of awareness, each spark of thought, each feeling of warmth or curiosity is carried by processes orchestrated by light's presence in the world. Our minds and memories are shaped by it. Our dreams, too, are influenced by the ebb and flow of day and night, of illumination and shadow. We carry light in our very perception, our imagination, and the quiet awareness that surrounds us. To chase light externally may be impossible, but internally it is ever present, guiding thoughts, inspiring wonder, and nurturing serenity. Even as we drift toward sleep, light continues its gentle work, settling in our minds like a soft blanket, carrying knowledge, comfort, and connection across the vastness both outside and within. Finally, light can be understood as a lullaby, not in the literal sense of sound, but in the way it soothes, guides, and reassures. From the earliest rays that touched Earth to the faintest photons arriving from distant galaxies, light's presence is steady and eternal. It travels tirelessly across the void, bringing stories, memories, and warmth. It cannot be caught, yet it envelops us in a quiet embrace. The universe hums softly in photons, each ray a gentle note, composing a lullaby that spans space and time. In this cosmic lullaby, we are invited to rest, to wonder, and to feel connected to the universe, to life on Earth, and to ourselves. The chase is not necessary. The presence is everything. Light seems simple. White sunlight, gentle moonlight. Yet it carries hidden secrets. When passed through a prism, it reveals a spectrum of colors, each with its own wavelength, its own story. Beyond the colors we can see, there exists a vast realm of light invisible to the human eye. The ultraviolet, the infrared, the X-rays, and the radio waves. These unseen rays travel alongside the familiar, whispering stories we cannot immediately perceive, yet shaping the universe in profound ways. Every day, we are bathed in this unseen spectrum, feeling it indirectly through warmth, energy, and life itself. It reminds us that the world is always more than it appears, a subtle invitation to wonder, to question, and to explore. Light, though weightless, is not immune to the universe's deep forces. Gravity, the silent sculptor of space and time,
bends its path, curves it around stars and galaxies, and sometimes even splits it into multiple images. This bending, known as gravitational lensing, allows astronomers to see objects otherwise hidden. A galaxy billions of light years away can appear multiplied, warped, and shifted. A cosmic reflection, a delicate distortion that teaches us how flexible reality can be. For those chasing light, this is both a mystery and a lesson. Even the fastest traveler must yield to the fabric of space-time. Light is untouchable, yet it moves in dialogue with the cosmos, bending, stretching, whispering the universe's deepest secrets. Perhaps the most alluring aspect of light is its invitation to the unknown. It illuminates what we can see, yet hints at what lies beyond vision. Black holes hide photons that cannot escape. Dark matter interacts subtly with light. The earliest light of the universe whispers stories still being decoded. To follow light is to follow curiosity itself. Every photon carries a question. What lies beyond? What existed before? How does the universe truly behave? And while we may never reach the speed of light, we are always in its presence, always receiving its guidance, always drawn toward deeper knowledge. Even as we drift, we sense there is more to see, more to learn, more to imagine. Light becomes a companion for thought, a gentle nudge toward understanding, and a reminder that the universe is vast, mysterious, and beautifully alive. Every photon reaching Earth is a messenger from history. Some began their journey before humans existed. Some traveled across galaxies that no longer exist in their original form. We are receivers of ancient whispers. The light from a distant supernova tells of a star that exploded millions of years ago. The faint glow of a quasar carries signals from the dawn of the universe. To observe this light is to hold time in your hands. It is to feel the pulse of past events, as if the universe itself were breathing stories into your awareness. And yet we never hold light entirely. We only witness its arrival, caught in its infinite patience.
Beyond the obvious glow, light carries secrets. Its spectrum reveals chemical fingerprints of stars and planets. Its subtle flickers hint at unseen companions, planets orbiting distant suns. Its bends and stretches whisper the influence of gravity, matter, and cosmic expansion. Each ray is a puzzle, a quiet challenge for the curious mind. The universe invites us to read these signs, to decode the patterns, to understand its hidden messages. And in doing so, we are never just passive observers. We are participants in a cosmic conversation that spans time and space. Light encourages curiosity. It is untouchable, uncatchable, yet always present. We chase it, follow it, study it, but it never yields. And perhaps this is the true lesson. Some things in the universe are not meant to be captured, only appreciated, followed, and contemplated. As we continue our journey, slowly, quietly, thoughtfully, light reminds us that wonder does not end with knowledge. It grows with observation, with reflection, and with the gentle willingness to keep asking questions. Light not only travels through the universe, it reveals its shape. By observing how light bends, spreads, and stretches, scientists can trace the curvature of space, the pull of gravity, and even the rate of cosmic expansion. Every photon carries information about the vast scaffolding of the cosmos. Galaxies, clusters, and voids are painted in light, like a silent blueprint waiting for discovery. And as we study this light, we realize that the universe is not static. It is dynamic, expanding, and shifting, a living canvas that constantly reshapes the path of every beam that crosses it. Even in its immaterial form, light maps reality. reminding us that observation is a dialogue, that the universe speaks and we are learning its language one photon at a time. Some light we see today began its voyage long before the Earth even existed. Some photons traveled across space for billions of years, weaving through dust, gravity, and the expanding universe. It is almost unimaginable. A particle of energy leaving a distant star, surviving the emptiness of space, finally arriving in our eyes. Yet this journey is not just travel. It is endurance, persistence, and a quiet message of the cosmos's constancy. Through light, we witness history in motion. Its arrival at this exact moment connects us to stars, galaxies, and events that are otherwise beyond reach. To follow light is to follow time itself, step by step, photon by photon, toward the unfolding story of everything. Even after centuries of study, light retains its mysteries. We know it has a speed limit, a dual nature, and a deep role in the universe's structure. Yet we still ask, what is light, truly? What secrets does it carry that we cannot yet perceive? Perhaps this is its greatest gift, the invitation to remain curious. Light moves relentlessly, uncatchable and untamed, yet ever present. It challenges us to explore, to reflect, to imagine, and to marvel. In chasing light, we do not reach an endpoint. Instead, we awaken a kind of wonder that continues indefinitely. A gentle, infinite curiosity that keeps the mind both calm and alive.
Light is not merely something we see or feel, it orchestrates life itself. Every green leaf, every blooming flower, every subtle shimmer of morning dew depends on photons dancing in perfect harmony with chemistry and time. Photosynthesis transforms sunlight into energy, into matter, into life. Yet even beyond plants, light shapes behaviors, guiding migration, influencing growth, and tuning rhythms in every living being. It is a hidden symphony, a cosmic music that we often take for granted, quietly conducting life across the globe. Imagine standing in a forest at dawn. The beams filtering through leaves are not just illumination, they are the whispers of creation, tracing the invisible lines between energy, matter, and life itself. Even without noticing, you are bathed in this symphony, a participant in its gentle, timeless melody. Light touches not only the body, but the mind. The way photons enter our eyes, strike the retina, and trigger patterns in our brains allows us to see, to imagine, and to remember. Every color, shadow, and shimmer becomes a spark for thought. Even when the lights are dim and your eyelids grow heavy, your mind continues to register traces of light, faint memories of the day, glimpses of the moon outside, reflections from distant stars. Light lingers in our awareness, guiding dreams, shaping creativity, and nurturing a gentle curiosity that never sleeps. Perhaps the most profound lesson is this: light connects external reality with inner consciousness. It bridges the universe and the mind, revealing not just what exists, but what we can imagine, ponder, and marvel at. Finally, we can think of light as a whisper, quiet, persistent, and profoundly patient. It travels through space without hurry, weaving stories across distances we can barely fathom. Every photon that arrives on Earth has crossed unimaginable expanses, interacted with matter and gravity, and survived the passage of billions of years. And yet, when it reaches us, it is soft, almost gentle, a reminder of the universe's patience and persistence. To chase it is impossible. To hold it is beyond reach. But to notice it, to receive it, to let it fill our awareness, that is enough. It invites reflection, awe, and calm. It reminds us that even in a vast, sometimes overwhelming cosmos, there is a quiet connection, a subtle dialogue between the universe and ourselves, carried in the speed, the rhythm, and the gentle presence of light.
Everywhere we look, the universe speaks in light. The ripples of distant galaxies, the glow of nebulae, the shimmer of planets, all are written in photons. Light is not only a traveler, it is the very language of the cosmos. Astronomers read this language like poets, tracing the curves of a star's birth, the silence of its death, the swirling arms of galaxies, and the faint afterglow of the Big Bang itself. To chase light is to seek understanding. To follow it is to learn that the universe has always been speaking, and we are only just beginning to listen. Even with all that light has revealed, its mystery deepens. Is it wave or particle? Is it energy or matter or something beyond both? How can it be so constant, so untouchable, and yet so intimately woven into every aspect of life? Perhaps this is the gift of light, that it never gives away all its secrets. It teaches us that some truths are not meant to be fully solved, but experienced. Light invites us to keep wondering, to remain curious, to embrace mystery as part of existence. And in that curiosity, there is peace, the gentle acceptance that the universe is vast, complex, and beautifully unknowable. So here we are, beneath the quiet sky, carried along by the endless journey of light. We have not caught it, nor could we ever, but we have walked beside it for a while, exploring its rhythms, its secrets, its mysteries, and its quiet companionship. As you rest now, perhaps with your eyes closing softly, imagine the gentle glow of starlight traveling across unimaginable distances just to reach you. Imagine the universe itself humming quietly in photons, weaving its lullaby into the fabric of night. And with that, we pause. Not with an ending, but with a continuation. For light will keep traveling, and curiosity will keep blooming. May it guide your dreams as gently as it guides the cosmos. Good night, dear traveler. Until next time, may you drift in calm, wonder, and light.